Let's be honest. Frustration is an unwelcome but very familiar visitor in our busy lives, isn't it? That sudden spike of irritation can feel completely overwhelming when it first hits you. But reacting instantly, driven by that quick anger, actually costs us far more than we realize. That immediate outburst fragments your focus, making every subsequent task harder to complete effectively. It is like trying to navigate through a thick, self-created fog where nothing seems clear anymore. We often regret the sharp words or the rushed decisions made in those heated, unguarded moments. This is where the transformative power of patience and unwavering faith steps in to guide us. Patience is not just about waiting. It is about maintaining an excellent attitude while you wait for the right moment. And faith provides the deep, unshakable foundation that allows that patience to truly take root. So, our first simple habit is building a crucial, intentional buffer between stimulus and response. The very next time you feel that familiar rush of heat, your immediate instruction is simply to pause. Do not speak, do not type, do not even make a facial expression for a full 3 seconds. This tiny gap creates the necessary space for your rational mind to re-engage and take control. Next, we actively engage the body's built-in serenity system through steady, controlled breathing. Breathe in deeply through your nose, counting slowly all the way up to 4. Hold that breath gently for a count of 1, just to acknowledge the moment you've captured. Then, release the air slowly out through your mouth as you count deliberately to 6. Repeat this 4-count inhale, 1-count hold, 6-count exhale cycle at least 3 times. This physical act of regulated breathing immediately signals to your nervous system that everything is actually fine. It scientifically lowers your heart rate, pulling you back from the brink of impulsive emotional reaction. Now, let's layer in the power of faith by introducing a short, anchoring verse or affirmation. When you pause, silently repeat a short, comforting phrase that reminds you of God's presence. Perhaps it is something simple like, "The Lord is my shepherd," or "My peace is in him." This isn't about solving the problem yet. It's solely about realigning your spirit first. Repeating these words floods your mind with familiar truth, displacing the noise of the immediate frustration. This spiritual anchor keeps your perspective anchored to something eternal, not just temporary irritation. The third powerful habit involves getting the spiraling thoughts out of your head and onto a physical surface. Keep a small notepad or a digital note app handy, specifically for these moments of mental overload. When you pause and breathe, quickly jot down just 1 or 2 words that summarize the feeling overwhelming you. Writing the frustration down externalizes the problem, making it feel slightly smaller and more manageable. It acts as a mental decluttering tool, allowing your actual problem-solving brain to finally come online. This simple act breaks the intense mental loop where frustration feeds itself endlessly. Imagine your mind as a delicate instrument that needs careful tuning when things get noisy. These 3 habits, pausing, breathing, and writing, are your essential tuning keys for emotional clarity. When you employ this strategy, you shift from merely fight reacting to purposefully side responding to life. A response, unlike a reaction, is deliberate, thoughtful, and aligned with your deepest values. This deliberate approach allows you to bring God's perspective into the immediate pressure cooker of the moment. Trusting Him means releasing the need to control the outcome and focusing only on your current step. What is the worst-case scenario? Really, when you know you are completely held in His hands. Frustration loses its power when it realizes it can no longer hijack your inner source of peace. Practice these micro-adjustments consistently and watch your baseline level of anxiety begin to drop. Remember that spiritual strength isn't about avoiding the storm, but learning how to calmly sail through it. Every time you choose the pause over the puff of anger, you build another small victory in your character. These victories accumulate, forging an enduring sense of calm confidence in your daily interactions. This is how you move from being a victim of your circumstances to being a steward of your spirit. Approach tomorrow's inevitable irritations not with dread, but with these proven, gentle tools ready in hand. Take a deep breath right now, release the tension from your shoulders, and choose trust over turmoil. You have the ability, through practice and connection, to respond to everything with grace and clarity. Let patience be your shield, and let your faith in God be the unwavering source of your inner strength. Start small, be patient with your own progress, and remember the power of that 3-second pause. Every gentle breath you take is a silent prayer affirming that you are not in this fight alone. Maintain the habit, trust the process, and enjoy the newfound clarity that steadfast faith brings. This commitment to calmness is truly one of the greatest acts of worship you can offer today. Thank you for taking this time to invest in your inner peace and spiritual resilience. Go forward now, responding to the world not with hurried reaction, but with deliberate, faithful grace. And remember that even in the midst of the chaos, stillness is always just one deep breath away. Let that truth settle deep within you as you face the rest of your day with renewed serenity. We'll continue to build these strong habits together, one intentional moment at a time. Keep practicing the pause. Keep leaning into the quiet assurance of your faith. Every time you choose patience, you are choosing a path that honors your commitment to peace. That deliberate choice is more powerful than any momentary frustration could ever hope to be. Visualize yourself handling the next challenging call with this new, grounded temperament. See yourself writing down that single word, acknowledging the feeling, and letting it go to him. This isn't about becoming emotionless. It is about being the wise conductor of your own inner orchestra. Embrace the spiritual discipline required to keep your breath slow, deep, and completely connected. When the world pushes you to rush, gently remind yourself that God's timing is always perfect. Your peace today is directly proportional to the space you create between the trigger and your reaction. Make the commitment right now to honor that sacred pause in your next stressful encounter. Use that breath to pull divine strength into the center of your being, right where you need it most. The writing is the tangible proof that you took ownership of your mind rather than surrendering to the emotion. Remember, clarity arrives only after the dust of immediate emotion has had a chance to completely settle. This path of patience is a lifelong journey, so celebrate every single small success along the way. Even catching yourself just before you snap is a monumental win for your spiritual growth today. Rely on the breath to anchor you to the present moment, where your power truly resides. Let the words of your verse become a comfortable, familiar whisper against the loud demands of the day. This is how you model trust for everyone around you, by demonstrating unbreakable inner composure. Trust that your thoughtful, patient reply will always yield a far better result than any angry outburst. Take a moment now to thank the Creator for giving you the pathway and the tools for this transformation. Because when you trust Him, you fundamentally change the narrative of every single stressful interaction. The practice is simple, yet the reward is a lifetime of greater mental freedom and spiritual connection. Remember that frustration is a passing feeling, but patience is a cultivated, permanent state of being. Let's revisit the simple pause, just 3 seconds, as your emergency brake against emotional derailment. If you feel the tension rising, do a quick box breath before you even consider saying a single word. Let your breath be the first word you speak to the situation, a word of calm command. Then, call upon that verse, making it the soundtrack to your response instead of angry shouting. Imagine your chosen scripture being projected onto a beautiful mental movie screen. What if every difficult email or text message was met first with a prayer, not an immediate tap of the reply button? This is what it means to truly bring your whole faith-filled self into your daily navigation. The written note is your physical act of surrender, handing the heavy emotional burden over for review. Don't let the complexity of the situation force you into the simplicity of a regrettable reaction. Keep building that muscle of patience, knowing that every rep makes the next lift easier. The calm you seek isn't an accident. It is the direct, earned result of these conscious, faithful steps. So, when frustration knocks, answer the door with a slow breath and an open heart instead of defensiveness. Let your spiritual foundation be so strong that the winds of daily annoyance simply cannot shake your core. Continue to weave scripture into the fabric of your response, making truth your default setting. Know that by pausing, you are actively choosing the will of God over the impulse of the moment. This deliberate redirection of energy is a profound act of faith in action, right where you stand. Return to the simple note-taking, when your thoughts feel too loud to manage through breathing alone. Externalizing the feeling prevents it from looping internally and draining your precious emotional reserves. You are training your mind to seek clarity first, understanding that clarity always precedes effective action. Let the steady rhythm of your breathing become the quiet metronome of your peaceful day. Every time you choose patience over speed, you reinforce the truth that you are operating from a place of divine security. Don't let the temporary nature of a problem convince you to permanently damage your peace. Hold on to the vision of responding with the measured wisdom that only faith can truly provide. Know that your capacity for patience is not a fixed trait. It is a muscle that grows stronger with every use. When you feel the urge to lash out, let the memory of that repeated verse be your immediate internal shield. Think of that note-taking as a spiritual release valve, letting off the excess pressure before it blows. Every moment you choose prayerful contemplation over impulsive anger reaffirms your alignment with higher purpose. How much more effective will your efforts be when they are powered by trust instead of stress? Let the knowledge that you can pause, breathe, and write be your constant source of unexpected power. This is not about suppressing feelings. It is about consciously redirecting their formidable energy into something productive. Take pride in the discipline it takes to choose a slow, faithful response over a quick, empty victory. Your legacy in difficult moments will be defined by your capacity for patience, not your ability to win an argument. Breathe in patience. Exhale the need to be instantly right about everything. Let every note you write be a tiny monument to the fact that you chose faith over fear in that instance. The more you rehearse these steps in the small frustrations, the readier you will be for the big ones. Trust that God is present in the silence you create with your intentional pause. Your inner peace is a direct reflection of your consistent effort to align your will with His. Don't underestimate the cumulative power of consistently applying these simple, faith-based habits. Every time you choose patience, you are investing in the long-term health of your relationships and spirit. Let your verse be the anchor that holds steady, even when the waves of irritation crash all around you. When writing your reset note, try to use the words still or trust as your starting point. This conscious act of writing reinforces the mental path you are choosing to walk away from the anger. See how quickly your breathing settles when you focus entirely on the physical sensation of the air moving in and out. You are remodeling your emotional landscape, one calm, faithful response at a time. Let that sense of divine oversight be the comforting blanket that wraps around your anxiety. Embrace the awkwardness of the pause. It is the price of admission for true peace. Every time you let the breath do its work, you are honoring your body as a temple for the spirit. The frustration will come again, but now you have a proven, faith-backed battle plan ready to deploy. Use your short verse like a secret password that unlocks immediate access to a higher level of calm. When writing, focus on describing the feeling, not analyzing the person who caused it. The clarity you gain allows you to see solutions where anger only showed you obstacles. Keep returning to the breath, the verse, and the note. These are your pillars of peaceful response. This process is about cultivating an inner garden where only patience and trust are allowed to flourish. Never underestimate the silent, powerful testimony of a person who chooses serenity over conflict. Let this be the day you stop letting external triggers dictate your internal state of grace. Breathe deeply now, knowing that every exhale releases a small piece of control you never needed anyway. Imagine your faith as a powerful radio frequency that drowns out all the low-quality static of worry. Write down 3 things you are actively choosing to trust God with instead of holding on to in frustration. The greatest sales pitch you can ever give is the genuine peace radiating from your patient demeanor. Keep returning to that breath when the world demands your instant, unfiltered response. Your life is a continuous series of opportunities to practice this powerful, faithful patience. Master this moment, and you master the quality of your entire day and ultimately your life. Stand firm in your choice to respond with the clarity that comes from deep, unshakable trust. We will continue this journey, reminding ourselves often of the power found in simple, faithful stillness. May you leave this video today armed with the tools to handle every frustration with grace. Remember the 3 R's: pause, rely on scripture, and reset with writing. Go and let your patience speak volumes about the faithfulness residing within your heart.